Oh, do I have a great trick for you when it comes to pulling eBay inventory. You wake up in the morning, you've got a bunch of sales. Well, if you watch this channel, you have a bunch of sales. You print all the packing slips for the day you're going to put inside each item, which you do if you watch this channel. You know why that's critical, not something that you should just ignore. And finally, you write the notes on each one of those that I've told you to write in order to virtually guarantee zero negative feedback. Now you're ready to go get all the items off all the shelving that they're on, bring them into where you wrap and wrap each one, print off the mailing labels, take them to the post office. Well, the larger your inventory gets, the longer it takes to pull items because you've got shelves. Probably more rooms if you grow an eBay inventory more than 1,000 or so items, depending on what you sell. If you sell stamps primarily or trading cards, 1,000 might take a shoebox. But most people on this channel are everything sellers, and it's going to take a few shelves. If you've got 1,000 items, you might have shelves in several rooms because you have a lot of inventory. That's okay. It's much better to get everything listed than to have a mountain of unsold inventory just sitting there because you haven't listed it yet. No one knocks on your door asking to buy things off your death pile that you haven't listed. You only make money on eBay when you list. The more you list, the more you sell, the more you make. So far, so good. If you've been watching this channel, you've been doing your listings right. So far, so good. But I sure have a huge tip to help you pull items faster. And I think this channel's full of tips. This is a very unique channel, if you ask me. And why wouldn't you? This channel is one of the few, if not the only channel, that actually goes deep, showing you advanced ways to use eBay's platform in order to sell more items. I show you how to list properly. That means eBay wants you to list and do certain things with titles, item specifics, and pictures. I've shown you all of that many times. I've done a few what sold. I've done a lot of bolos, be on the lookout for, things like that. But the goal of this channel is to show you how to maximize eBay so that you make that platform sing for you when it comes to giving you money. Others don't seem to want this. I'm just amazed at how low the views are lately. People just aren't subscribing. I don't know why. Maybe YouTube's changed the algorithm. But if you would, help me out. Click like, subscribe if you haven't. After 3,000 subscribers, I was going really well with a new channel and grew up to 3,000, and then it just plateaued. Now, this isn't about me. This isn't my weepy story about why this channel isn't breaking all records everywhere. But if you benefit from this channel, that means you've made a lot more money than you would have without it. I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe and like. I know everyone says that. I really need you to. I'm going to have to stop this channel if things don't get better. It's not a threat. It's just a use of my resources. I have to be a good steward of my time. Time is the most valuable resource. Even a short video like this takes hours and hours to plan, get the pictures, get it right, get everything in order, video it, and then video it again if I mess up, and the hours of editing that sometimes takes to do a YouTube video properly. And you'll see my very early videos were very helpful, but they weren't very good. My very later ones are just as helpful, but they're easier to watch. I've just learned tricks to make YouTube better to enjoy my videos. Just they go faster and all of that. If you could ask me questions about eBay, I'll answer them. It doesn't matter what the video topic is that you ask them on. Just go to the comment section. If you have a question about eBay, ask me. I answer every question. I read every question and comment and answer them. That really helps tell YouTube more people want this content. But enough about me. Here's how you can speed up the process of pulling items from your inventory if you sell a lot of books. Now, very few of you probably sell only books, but an everything seller often has lots of books in his or her inventory. Books can be misleading. Whenever you go to a shelf and look for a book, it is very easy to miss the book you actually need. You might have books stacked vertically, horizontally, I don't know, but you have to go and say, well, I want this ABC book that I have for children, and let me see, go down here. It's supposed to be on this shelf, but I don't see it anywhere. Okay, let me go back and look at the picture. Okay, I know what it looks like. I'm going to go back, and you still can't find it, and yet it's right in front of you. Let me show you what happens a lot of times with books, surprisingly a lot of times. You'll have a book like this, Peter Pan, and I want to ask you a question. What color is the spine? Now, I know we can see this side of the spine, but I'm talking about the edge of the book. The only thing that you will see in a bookshelf of a bunch of books, what color is the spine for this Peter Pan book? It is blue. No, it is kind of a yellow, really more of a kind of a beige yellow. Maybe it's faded a bit. Maybe it was this pure yellow. I don't think so. I think it's really kind of a creamy yellow, and that's what it was. So if you look at the picture of what you're trying to find on your phone, you go through and you find this Peter Pan book, blue. Okay, I'll go straight to the shelf where I've got 57 books all across, and I don't see a blue spine anywhere. Well, that's because the spine's not blue. You look for this book, some modern art museum catalog book. What color is its spine? Is it gray? Is it red? Is it gold? Is it dark brown, white, black. It could be anything. It turns out the spine is red. I don't know why they chose red. They picked up the red on the text here and they decided to make the spine red. And so if you're looking for this book in a shelf of 50 to 100 books, or maybe the whole shelf is loaded with books, and you're going through looking for this book and you're looking for a gray spine, naturally, you're not going to find this book. I know you look for words and Christie's Impressionist and modern art and all of that, but you're really going to be looking for the color more than anything, and you're going to miss it because it's red. The publisher chose red for whatever reason. What about this one? This is a Bible study book on kings from the Old Testament. What color is its spine? Well, it might be blue, it might be white. Again, we don't know. It could be purple. Purple is a color of royalty, so it really would make sense in this context if the spine has a purple color. I don't know. Let's see. What is it? It happens to be gold, so they picked up a lot of the gold from the front of the book. Here's my point. When you take pictures of books you're selling, take a picture of the front cover, the back cover, the inside, a few of those. Title page, I've talked about a picture of the title page and not the half title page. There's a big difference, and book collectors want the title page, not the half title page. And you should take a picture of the copyright as well. I've talked about that here. You learn a lot here. You also need to take a picture of the spine, and I always do it from this angle, and this kind of a slanted diagonal angle, because I want two things. I want to show my buyer the spine. Now here I didn't take the whole spine, but usually I'll try to get the whole spine. That's basically the whole spine. Basically, I'm telling the buyer this spine is in good condition. You can see most of it. There's no crease down the spine. It's not torn. It's a good spine. So I'm helping my buyer because buyers want to see the spine. Do you always take a picture of the spine? I doubt you do. You need to start. Buyers want to know that. Buyers who care about books, and people who care about books, they're fanatics about their books. They want a nice book if possible. But this also helps you. This lets you know that you can go through your listing whenever you're pulling items to wrap for the day. This tells you, well, when I go get this King's book, I want to, in this shelf of 150 books, I'm looking for a thin gold colored spine. When I'm pulling this museum book, I'm looking for a thin red spine. In doing this, you're showing your buyer the spine. You're also showing yourself when it's time to pull the color of that book, and you're going to find items much faster. How many times have you gone to a shelf and properly identified in the listing what shelf it's on inside the custom label that eBay gives us? We call it a SKU, but basically you can put the inventory location in your custom label, and that tells you what shelf it's on or what set of shelves it's on. If you're not that specific, you just go to a big set of shelves and you look on each of the 5 shelves to see where the book is. But this helps you find this book. It doesn't have a gray spine, it has a red. This allows you to find books. How often have you gone to a bookshelf knowing the SKU says it's on this shelf and you can't find it? And then it's like, oh man, I mislabeled the custom label inside the listing. So then you go to every other shelf looking for this book and you can't find it. You go back to the original shelf because it wasn't anywhere else, and you start pulling them one by one and you realize, oh, it was right there in front of me this whole time. Only it has a red spine and I was looking for a gray spine. I just went right past it. This happens to me a lot. Now maybe it's just because I just have this problem of not being able to see what's right in front of me. For some reason, wives are able to do that better than husbands. I don't know why. That's why whenever a wife asks her husband to get something out of her purse, we always spend a second or two trying, and then we just take her the purse and say, you need to find this. I don't know. Well, this tip helps men as well as the ladies. It helps you find your items faster, and it helps your buyers know the condition of your book better because your buyers want to know the spine condition as well. So what do you think? You like this? You have any other tips for finding inventory fast? Please leave them in the comments below. I don't want to stop this channel, but if I'm going to spend all day doing something that's not really received well, I'm going to change over and just list on those days I would normally video. And I'll make a lot more money doing that than I will here. But I really don't want to do that. That's why I've done this for 2 years, more than 2 years. I want this to work. I want to help people free of charge. So tell me what you think. Leave comments. I appreciate it.